Good morning, PS 17, and happy Fantastic Friday. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2020. If everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. We're standing tall, we're facing our flag, hands are placed over our hearts. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our school mission statement. We are here to be literate, innovative, and proficient scholars who will participate in rich academic learning in a nurturing environment where we will rise. This will be accomplished by creating collaborative and supportive teaching and learning systems involving the entire PS 17 community. Okay, families, we have reached the end of another remote learning week. You are all doing an amazing job. Your families, your moms, your dads, your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents, your friends, everybody that's around you is also doing an amazing job. Everybody take a pause before we finish Jabari jumps. Give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself you're doing an amazing job, because you all are doing an amazing job. So we're reading Jabari Jumps. Remember one of the things I told you two things yesterday about this book before we started, two big things. One, we looked at the author's note, which I all want you to do. Sometimes it'll say author's note, and sometimes it'll just be a little blurb from the author, or sometimes the illustrator as well. And remember, sometimes the author and the illustrator will be the same person. Some of the books we read, we had that. But the author's note gives us an idea about why this person wrote the book, and helps us maybe with a different lens. And we learned that the author loved to swim. She grew up swimming, she loved to swim. And so that was sort of the inspiration for the book Jabari Jumps. We also started off by talking about the fact that this book is really zooming in on a small moment, right? We're not learning about his whole day at the pool. We're learning about a tiny moment at the pool, but the author really knows how to elaborate with details and really show us, not tell us. She doesn't say things like, Jabari was so nervous. He was so nervous that right? She shows by his actions and his words, the dialogue that he uses, right? So we were making some inferences, right? And an inference is a thought based on information, based on evidence, right? There's our word evidence. And that's what we've been working on all year, is making inferences with aligned evidence. So we made some inferences that Jabari was probably feeling a little nervous. Like, we knew he was excited. Remember, he was jumping up and down. He's like, I'm ready to jump off the diving board. But then, remember, he squeezed his dad's hand tight. He kept telling the other kids online, no, you go ahead. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do, right? And we decided that probably wasn't him thinking about what he was going to do. It was probably him stalling for more time. And then remember, he was like, oh, my muscles are so tired. I'm just going to come down, right? So we made an inference that he's probably a little nervous. So let's keep reading. He climbs down the ladder. And here we go. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. So what do you think he's doing? Do you think he really, really needs to stretch, or do you think he's stalling for some more time because he's a little nervous? Let's keep reading. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board ladder. So maybe they'll go home. What's your prediction? Are they going to go home? It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Jabari loved surprises. So maybe he'll take his dad's advice. Let's see. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. And take a look how the author really zooms in with details here. And I know a lot of you are still, remember we talked about whether you're writing nonfiction right now or fiction right now, you still want to find ways to zoom in on details and elaborate. So let's take a look at how the author zooms in on this part right here when he's about to go up the ladder. Jabari looked up. He began to climb, up and up, up and up, until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board, right? Really making that part long and drawn out because it's an important part. Elaborating. Oh, here she goes again. She's elaborating. She's really, I feel like I'm on the diving board with Jabari because of the language that she's using. You ready? His toes curled around the rough edge. I'm like there with Jabari right now. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm about to jump off the diving board with him. Oh, here she goes again. She's adding more details, right? Because this is an important moment. There's more details on these couple of pages here about this one moment, right, than there were in the other moments of the book, because this is like the most important part. He's getting to the top of the ladder, right? So let's name out what the author is doing again right now. She's going slow with this part, right? Because it's really important. And I almost feel like I'm climbing up the ladder slowly with him. Slowly. His toes are curling around that edge of the diving board. I thought he was about to jump at this point, but nope, she stretches it out even longer. She finds ways to even elaborate more. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. I'm like excited for him. Oh, here he goes. He did it. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. I love the way the author built that moment up. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went. And then back up. Whoosh. He looks happy. Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his dad. A surprise double flip backflip is next. So I hope you were as excited as I was when he was about to jump off. Like I really felt that the author put me on the diving board with Jabari. And one of the things that you can work on your own writing for the next couple of weeks is really zooming in on those important moments and trying to use actions, right? And dialogue to stretch those moments out, right? And remember, when you're writing a small moment, when you're zooming in, you're not writing about your whole day, you're writing about a piece of that day, a moment of that day. PS 17, I really enjoy reading to you every day. I loved reading this book. I can't wait to start another one on Tuesday. We have off on Memorial Day, which is on Monday, so enjoy that time with your families. And PS 17, remember, as always, we love you.